Matt Miller. He is a draft analyst for ESPN, talking about Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, analyzing what they did in college.
I always say that production has to be meaningful production, whether it be a quarterback or a pass rusher or whatever. Stats need context. And so for, Dillon Gabriel, ton of stats over the course of his very long and prolific college career. He's someone, when you add into the context of, okay, we got to look at the scheme he was playing in. We also got to look at something like the size that he doesn't have, the tools that he doesn't bring to the table. Now, that doesn't exclude him from having a chance to become something in the NFL, obviously. Same with Shedeur Sanders, whose stats weren't that prolific. He had good stats the last 2 years at Colorado, not necessarily great stats, but it also goes back to, okay, well, again, not great size, not great arm strength, not great mobility. I think with Drew Aller, or any player, what you want to see size, athletic ability, strength, and production. Because there's going to be times we're going to have guys that are, Mykel Williams and Shamar Stewart last year, these huge guys who had no production. And so it is always, I think, that conversation of, in a perfect world, you get both, but that is hard to find.
Fred, I would be stunned if either of the rookies started really until week 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries are a big game changer, and it always seems to be with the Browns, quarterbacks. But I really don't see the hurry myself either in throwing a rookie out there. I mean, if you drafted somebody second overall, sure, there's pressure to start them sooner than later. Even Baker Mayfield was the number one pick, and the plan was that year to let him sit and watch. We all know Tyrod Taylor got hurt in the third game, and Baker, he was probably the most ready rookie that the Browns have had. So I really think it's between Pickett and Flacco, and sooner or later you're going to end up, getting a chance to take a look at the quarterbacks. It's really going to come down to, you know, how the season's going and what, the Browns' philosophy going into this season is. Is it to win, which I assume it is, or is it to just develop and look and see what you have with the two rookie quarterbacks and even Kenny Pickett?
So when you look at it, the thought process I have with this is Flacco gives you the ability to have big plays, throw the ball down the field like you want to. There's a risk with turnovers. He's turned the ball over, and he did when he was here. Pickett doesn't get you as many big plays, doesn't turn the ball over. Who do you think comes out on top in that?
Again, it goes back, Dave, I think, to, that first 6 weeks is very daunting when you look at the records of those teams that they played in the first 6 weeks. Last year, I know it was last year, but last year they combined for 71 and 31. You have three of the NFC North, and I mean you're talking about the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings that all had like you know double digit wins, and you have the worst record of the first 6 games is the Bengals, and they were 9-8. So if you really are going into the season and you have every expectation that they are, when you have the veterans like Myles Garrett, David Njoku, Denzel Ward that want to win, Joe Bitonio, I think Joe Flacco, gives you the best chance to win. He's been there, done that. You're playing very good defenses. First of all, you put either of the rookies in there, you're kind of throwing them to the wolves, and even Kenny Pickett to some degree, but it really comes down to that. I think it's easier to move on from Joe Flacco than to start a rookie or Pickett and then move on from them in the first couple games. So Flacco's your 40-year-old. If he can steady the wheel and get you through that early part of the season, anything can happen. But if you know you start 1-5, 2-4, then it's time to turn things over, and see what you have the rest of the way with the other guys.